Let's imagine you're standing on the edge of decision, and the fear of what can actually go wrong is actually expanding and really big. You know that the voice in your head, the one that plays on a loop, listening every possible disaster that can actually happen. What if I fail? What if the decision that actually I'm gonna pick is not the best one? What if I lose everything, and what if everyone's gonna laugh at me? I know it's paralyzing, and I know it's actually feeling pretty sucks when you have this thought in your head, and I'm gonna say to you, I know that feeling just because I was there, and I actually had the same thoughts that you might now have as well. And also you need to understand, for you, I'm just a little guy on a YouTube platform that no one knows, and you also don't know. But for me, I got a really long path about everything, and it actually takes years to understand actually what I'm doing and understand what the dreams I need to chase off. And after all these things that happened to me and all these things that are gonna happen to you, in exactly one night, there's gonna be a little thought with you that's gonna whisper to you and saying, what if it works out? And this is the exact thought that you need to understand. What if everything's gonna work out? Let's take a history as an example. Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, the absolute genius that everyone knows that. And let me be clear, I'm using his devices as well, like the PC, phone, and everything. And we're gonna go back in time. This little Steve Jobs that was like 22 years old, that had exactly the same thought before he's gonna create his big multiple $trillion company. And just not to think about the whole things in his head, what if it works out, maybe he's gonna fail it. And honestly, if we're gonna see it in the history, he's actually kind of lost it when he got fired from his own company. But we're not gonna go deep in that history, but we need to have this in thought. Before everything just started, before everything just went up, he had the same thought that you now have as well. And let's take another example, like Elon Musk. Now we know him as the richest person of our century that achieved goal of more than $300 billion of his own equity and his own money. But if we're gonna go back to the history as well, we see that the little Elon Musk started his company with his own money that he took from the PayPal just to create the SpaceX and the Tesla as well. And if we're gonna research that, we see that he was actually one step away just to become bankrupt. The moment when his another project on a SpaceX failed, exploded just before he's gonna start it, he had no money left for Tesla, for the SpaceX as well, and he was in a kind of decision where he needs to close the one of the company. But if we're gonna be honest with that, every company that you create, you're gonna see it as your son. You created it, you kind of thought it, you made it from the scratch, and it's all started actually from you, and putting all that work like for 5 years, 10 years, or maybe 1 year, just when you started to analyze the market. When you're gonna analyze all your possible outcomes, you will understand that you need to sell one of the company that you created like 5 or 10 years ago, that you raised like your son, and now you just need to close it or maybe sell it to the different owner. So he had this kind of decision, and like everyone, he just didn't really like it, and he just stayed it and risked it all with the last launch of SpaceX. And from all of these decisions that we're making, what do you think? Are they different? Are they not fear about anything? Nah, exactly not. They're fear about everything. For the closing the company, what the same feeling that you have now, what if I'm gonna fail, or maybe it's not gonna work out? But ask yourself the simple question, what if it works out, and what if everything is gonna go up? Yeah, it might gonna be a really problem for you in the start. So as an example, my exactly problem, I don't have a problem to start something. I might start something, I'm gonna put like 1, 2, 3 days into the work, and after that I might be kind of interested in that. But after 1 week or 2 weeks, I lost all the interest in expanding that company and to continue to growing in this company. So all the time I'm just feeling that I need to quit that all the time. And let me be honest, you will have that feeling too. Or like in a gym, yeah, let's say you want to have a perfect body, but you just don't want to. You have a feeling that maybe I'm just gonna go up there and it's not gonna work for me. But let's be honest, the hardest day that you're gonna have is like the third day, not the first one, not the second one, like the everyone gurus telling me just you need to start and then it's gonna be real good. No, the real problem is on the third day, just because you understand that you're gonna go to the gym for your whole life and you just don't want, just because your brain is already okay with the rest or the everything. So it's kind of a problem, and you need to go over it, and you need just to be strong, and whatever you have, like whatever your feelings are, you know, maybe you're sick, maybe you whatever, just go there. And the same thing in the business, and the same thing for the everything. And let's put you in a position that you really failed, like you said, like you thought, thought had, like you had a thought about it, you failed it. You completely crush it, everyone is lost your money, you lost your money, and that's it. So all you need to understand, even if after one unsuccessful or failed project, you don't need to forget about all your dreams. You might rethink about your strategy, but not rethinking about your dreams. Let's say you had a dream of getting $1 million. Yeah, like you thought, okay, and you had a thought that you might go in trading or in the trading world by your own side, but by the everything that you have, just to get this $1 million. And after first attempt, everyone had your, for the first time, you had a profit for like 10% of your whole bank, and then you crush it, nothing left. You have no money left, no matter how much money you put into the work. No matter how much money you put it, you might lost it $100, $1,000, or maybe $10,000, or maybe 100 grand. No matter what, you lost it. Now you have two choices: just to forget about the trading or analyze your mistakes. Maybe you was too risky about it. You're not analyzing the, I don't know, the coin, whatever you were trading in. You just didn't do that and went and lost it all. That's actually like a normal practice. So after you analyzing everything, all the mistakes, and you have the different choices: cash out, go out from that, or maybe try again. When you're trying, after that you have a lot of experience for everything, and you just might go and ask again about the everything. And after you have a lot of experience, maybe not into the fifth attempt, or maybe on attempt 10, you might not get it and you fail every time, but on 11 you might get it. Why not? You already have an experience if you analyze everything, and if you really want it, you might get it. And it's not only about the trading, but in the whole world like that. You open the company, like let's say as an example, you open the YouTube channel and the first time fails, second time failed, or maybe even on an attempt, I don't know, 20, it still failed. Like crush it. But on the 21st attempt, you already have an experience, you know what to do and you know how to do it. Why not? Just try that. You're not gonna get hurt about it. And all I want to say is that no matter how much attempt you put into work, and all you need to remember is that after all the times, every people that started some big companies, started some big projects, or maybe had the biggest ideas in the centuries, also had the same feeling. What if I'm gonna fail? What if it's not gonna work out? What if they all gonna laugh at? In the 50 years, not gonna even remember you. In the 50, maybe even in the 20s. So why do you care? Why do you care about people with who you study? Why do you think about your classmates that are gonna laugh from your channel, or maybe laugh from your business idea? You just don't need to give a fuck about it. You just need to remember that if it's gonna work out, all of those friends that was laughing at you is gonna try to become friends with you, and you really need to mind on that. So in the description you might find my Telegram channel that you can join and maybe take something from there. Maybe a really good thought that's gonna stick to your head or into your brain, and you're just gonna think about it all the times, or maybe the other stuff. So it might work for you even if you are in the kind of middle of the path. Also gonna help. And that was kind of an example that you need to understand. You need to mark that. I'm not saying that working on 9 to 5 is actually a bad idea. Well, it's not. If you have a dream to achieve, really like to become a successful manager of one of the hedge funds, it's a great dream. But unfortunately, without the 9 to 5, you can't achieve that. And if you had a plan on that, just go on, like I said. And all you need to remember, the biggest mistake that you can make is just cash out or forget about all your dreams and start working on the job that you don't even like.